Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. You have now tuned in to Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Imperfect Fathers World. What it do, what it do. Positive energy from me to you. Yo, this is RJ, the Imperfect Gentleman, and this is the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Yo, KB, say what up to our people, man.
Man, what's good peoples in the Imperfect Fathers world? Whether you're listening by Facebook Live right now, or you're listening to Apple Music, or you just wherever you take in your podcast, what up, good people? We're here for another episode.
Indeed, man. Yo, we sit here, we kind of like on a emotional high right now. We just found out we're not only just making noise and waves over here in the States, but we have people that support us out of the country, like over in Europe and over in different countries I can't even pronounce right now.
Big ups, man.
Yo, big ups to everybody who's downloading this podcast, man, wherever you are. We really do appreciate you. We thank you so much for the support. Keep it up, man, because that's what's keeping us going. Y'all support is what keeps us going. So thank you so much, man. We really appreciate y'all. And you guys know you follow us, so that means you know we gotta pay our bills and talk to the Father. So that's not nothing new. But to our new people checking us out for the first time, we do talk to our Father and pay our bills around here. So with that being said, Father God, we thank you right now for our life, our health, our strength, our just ability just to be here in this moment. God, we ask you right now as fathers to help us to be better for ourselves, our children, and our families and generations to come, because we understand that the better we are, the better they are. So right now, God, help us to be better. And we actually do these things as we go across the airways that we may help somebody else benefit them. And not just entertain, but also inspire as well as motivate and encourage them to be better, God. So these things we do pray. And the only one we can pray in the Creator's name. Amen.
Amen.
So around here, you know, we pay the bills. Paying the bills means we got to say thank you to our sponsors. One of our beautiful sponsors around here that keeps the lights on is those guys over at It's Never Now or Never Entertainment. The guy is sitting directly next to me. Pow, right there. There you go. That guy over at KB over It's Now or Never Entertainment. Now check this out, guys. For all your beat needs, hip hop, R&B, gospel, you name it. R&B soul, neo soul, honky tonk. Well, you know what I mean? Whatever music genre that he's feeling his spirit or his sprite, whatever it may be at that moment. Whatever he feels, he produces that kind of music. So listen for all your music needs, whether it be a track for a movie, reels, any kind of content, you name it. He can bring that content to life. So listen, holler at him. And if you go over there and you tell him the Imperfect Father sent you, use the word imperfect, he'll give you 50% off on any beat in the beat store. That's 50%. So shop smart, shop black, shop It's Now or Never ENT. Also, for this beautiful podcast, Cassies Classic Designs. We are both in a full uniform tonight, and that uniform is produced by Cassies Classic Design. Anybody who's checking this out on the Apple or Spotify or the podcast wave, we are wearing Cassies Classic Designs clothing right now. And if you have any kind of needs that you want her to print on, like you have a birthday party, you have a gathering that you want to make a bunch of shirts, or you have some signs you want created, cups you want made, anything you need to design, Cassie's Classic Design can do it. So go over to our Instagram at Cassies_classic_design, or you can hit her directly at CassiesClassicDesign@gmail.com. Yo, KB, man, what we in here talking about tonight, King?
Man, we're talking about the positives and negative effect of social media and fatherhood.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one tonight. That's gonna be a good one.
I don't know what it is, but this social media crave that people be on, my G.
Yeah. Yeah.
This attention that people need.
They're doing anything for it, KB, ain't they?
I don't know what the price is gonna be. Like, I seen someone who just shot someone, jump in the car, screaming, "On my mama, on my mama." I just hit him 4 times on live. I've seen.
You know what it was? You KB, you didn't realize you was watching getindicted.com. You didn't realize that. It was a channel you turned to and
I
you didn't
literally
realize it.
felt like I was watching another episode of the first 48 G. I just, I mean, I hate to laugh because someone did lose their life, but this idiot, oh snap, I don't lost.
I'm about to say, wait a minute, what this?
Things
Did
are
I get drunk with the camera too? What just
my
happened?
gimbal. I think my gimbal ran out of juice or something. But we'll figure it out. Hold on. Oh yeah, that look like it's about to run out of juice. But so yeah, just the whole crave of it, which I really don't understand. Like,
Yeah,
why do we need attention that much?
bro, we need attention this much right now because we've begun to live our lives through social media rather than social media be something to supplement us, right? We've actually allowed social media to literally dictate what we do with our lives to the point where it's so crazy where I had to unfollow people because I'm tired of seeing what you eat. Like you're not even a food enthusiast, right? You're not even one of them quote unquote foodies, right? Like that's not even in your repertoire. Like you don't do that. And here you are just showing me every meal you eat. Like I don't really want to see each meal you eat. Did I lose him? I think I might have lost him for a second, but no, I can still hear you, KB, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this gimbal together, so I'm just doing a couple of things here. Give me a second.
Oh, ain't no worries. But it's crazy because now we off in agreement before the show started, we was talking about the social media trend right now are the people walking on the crates. Have y'all seen that right now? If you rocking with us right now and y'all seen that, yo, put some ones in the chat, man. Because let me tell y'all, that was crazy. I've been watching it for the last 2 days now. Just watching people walk up these crates. And for the most part, come down violently. They're choosing violence for their whole entire physical being. And I can't understand it for the life of me, G. Like, it's like, I get it. Like, it's something to do. It's a challenge. But I'm not about to walk across no crates, y'all, for no attention. Right? Like, I'm not about to walk across nobody's crates and hurt myself for the attention of no one else, not for a like, right? Like not to potentially go viral. Because I've seen some horrible spills. Like some spills where it's like, all right, I know for a fact that that's going to cost somebody some kind of medical attention. Facts. Like the spills I've been seeing walking up and down them crates, people are going to the hospital with broken bones, damaged tissues, all kind of thing, like traumatic injuries from walking up and down these crates. And we're only doing it for the appeal of what? Social media, to people to like us. And then let's talk about what the effects that social media is having on us fathers. Right? It's like I've seen the other day two type of people, right? Two type of fathers on social media. The fathers that actually, you know what I'm saying, that's in their child's life, that's actually partaking. And then the ones you can tell only shows up on the weekends and takes massive pictures. Yo, because it's crazy because I'm actually watching and I'm like, yo, if this is not what you do, why are you pretending? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does this give you? What does social media, these likes, like when somebody likes your content, what does that do for you? Like, I guess it gives you a sense of that dopamine, I guess.
Bro, the validation that some people need from social media is sickening. And I don't mean that to mean like, oh, just saying it to say. No, I literally think it's really sickening. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a name for it.
You know, there's a
I
name
don't
for
know.
it. Somebody didn't put a name on that thing.
But I don't know the name of it. But that this attention that everybody craves is uncanny. I mean, it's borderline dangerous.
Yeah, no, it really is. It really is. Like, and it like you said before, you said the key word. It's that validation thing, man. Like we on the internet seeking validation, which is so insane because If you really realize the imaginary world of the internet is exactly what it is. It's an imaginary world. Like, yes, money transitions through the internet and all these things happen. Business transactions happen, but in no actuality, real life is what the internet is based off of. But we've gotten so caught up in trying to have our lives validated by the internet, which is crazy.
I know people who have broken up with their relationship because they was looking at somebody else's Instagram and seeing how happy they was, and they wasn't living the life like them. So they decided that we got to end this because we're not like them,
Wow.
and not knowing that them wasn't happy, or they were unhappy every time they set their phone down, like Drake said.
Yo, listen, G, that's so crazy because like I say it all the time, but it's like you can only see what someone allows you to see for that few moments, whenever that live was going on, or whatever that reel, whatever that short cap moment was. Like you only can see what happened in that moment through that small window. You don't really know what happened on the outsides or around. You don't really know what transition to make that happen. And here you are basing your life off of a small highlight of someone else's moment
Bro,
that can be manipulated.
I don't want to see it when someone says pose. Show it to me when it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like show me it's real. Like when y'all really going through it, how y'all go through it.
Yeah, real rap. And that's honest to God, that's what we all want to see, KB. We all like what you just said is what everybody wants to see. Like people want to see people in real life. Like they don't want to see you dressed up and like maked up and all. Like they want to see you in the middle of your situation. Can you manage that?
I'm gonna be real honest. Put on makeup when you're going through your situation too, because I don't want to see the other stuff.
What?
Because you said we don't want to see it all maked up. I want to see it make up. I don't want to see your morning face. Not something I necessarily want to subscribe to.
Yo, listen. So basically, what you're saying is, when you and your girl in the middle of the argument, she gotta be dolled up.
No, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't want to see your morning face. I don't want to see it all, bro.
Right.
I really don't, bro. Some things are meant to stay at home between you and your spouse, you and your girl, you and your moms, you and your daughter, you and your son. Like everything is not meant for the online, bro.
Right. Now I totally feel you on that one, because like I said before, there's some things this is like, yo, why are we showing that to the world? You know what I mean? Like, and like and the only thing you can say behind is like, yo, you're really seeking attention in that space. You're really looking for someone to either like you or like comment, give you some kind of validation in that moment or for that picture. And it's like, I get it. Like now I've actually transitioned from understanding that social media and the internet is a tool now. Like I used to actually be on in the mindset of like, yo, it's just fun. Instagram is fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like these tools is like these things, right? These platforms, we call them, were fun. Now I understand like these are tools that can literally benefit you if you use them right, but they also can leave you devastated if you do not understand, number one, who you are, right? And understand what life is to you. Because if you think life is social media, we got some talking to do.
You need more talking than just what I'm able to provide. I ain't that educated. Because at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of us have so much goals and so many unobtained goals. You know what I'm saying? Like whether we thought about it, sometimes a lot of us even forgot about some of the goals that we had because it's been so long that we sat down and thought about them.
Right.
But yet we're on social media 8 hours a day,
right,
5 hours a day, as opposed to sitting down, setting some goals, some daily goals, some things that will actually get us closer to what we say we want or what we actually desire, or some of us what we are even afraid to proclaim that we actually want because it seems so unobtainable.
Right.
But if we was to put down the social media beast, cut out an hour of social media and to just go to that for the beginning, next thing you know, within your time management, you got you just feel like social media is just like what the imperfect gentleman just said, that it's really just a tool that could help me get from point A to point B with my goal.
And I can even challenge you too in the space, because it's like, yo, if you need to, right, use social media. Don't just be a recipient or just someone that ingests social media. Put some content out there, right? Like if you're gonna learn something to move yourself forward, document the process, record it, go live. Yo, listen, I'm starting this new journey, XYZ. I'm doing this, that, and the third. Use social media to benefit you. Don't let it sit there and be something that's gonna hinder you. Yeah, my coach, Dave Shan, said something. He was like, yo, you should not just be sitting there ingesting social media. You should literally be ingesting a few pieces of content a day and then producing more content than you're ingesting. And I was like, oh, because that right there, it takes you away from just scrolling, right? When you're uploading and you putting things on the internet, you're not scrolling, you're working.
Facts. And to be honest with you, in terms of that, go back to that whole time management thing.
Mm-hmm.
That takes some time to do.
Right.
When you're producing the content, when you got to think about it, one, put it together, put the music to it, do this, do that, and next thing you know, you doing that one, yeah, it takes a couple of them hours away from social media. One, two, someone now knows your brand.
Right. Right.
Someone can identify that post to you and what you do, and whether they need it or not, they might run into someone and be like, the imperfect father, the imperfect gentleman, I know this is what he does, bro.
Right.
You might need to speak to him. This dude, his confidence through the roof. And right now, I just see you right now, your confidence kind of wavy, bro. You need to go speak to this dude.
Right. All you got, and it really is positioning yourself, right? Like using the internet to position yourself in front of the people that need to see you. That's the name of the game. But we can't get to the name of the game if we sit here like we're playing with the internet or we're using it to hinder ourselves, because you can't measure your life against someone else's highlight.
Can't do it, bro.
I'm gonna say that one more time. You cannot measure the value of your life based upon someone else's highlight of theirs. You don't even know what the person who posted whatever they posted is truly happy with themselves.
Man, I've seen it firsthand, bro. Where real close with a couple, and social media, everybody posted they post something, everybody's like goals
Right.
under their thing, like goals. Oh, we love y'all, man. she 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 hitting them with all kind of foreign objects
Right.
offline, and they going through it. But at the end of the day, that's just the facade people pull up. It's Hollywood.
Right.
That's all it, man. Social media is Hollywood.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Man,
Hollywood for real, like controlled. My man Jose says this all the time. It's like, yo, social media is the only narrative you can control. So how are you controlling it? Like, how are you controlling your narrative on the internet? Like, how do people know you? Like, what's your imprint? Are you just someone who just ingest all day? Like, are you just scrolling? Nobody knows your name. Like if you're sitting around your house, you're just taking Instagram in to just scroll. And that let me be very clear. If this social media for you is your downtime, right, and it's something that helps you clear your mind and helps you ease your mind from your day, and you're happy where you are, by all means, this conversation is not for you. I want to be very clear. I'm not talking to the individuals who want to use social media to help themselves. Huh?
How much downtime are we talking about?
Well, for the person that I just described, it doesn't matter. If they're happy in life where they are, they can be on social media for 9-10 hours a day in their life. If they're happy where they are, let them be. But I'm talking about to the individuals who are what you were saying. We're talking to individuals now who actually want to move forward or actually have some kind of goals in their life. Yeah. You cannot be sitting around on social media for more than an hour or two on your day. Period. Literally, an hour or two tops. And like, let me tell you right now, KB, I'm not just talking this. I can show it to you. My usage on my phone just this week, right here, went down from 9 hours to down to 8 hours and 30 something minutes. My usage this week. Yeah, we going down because there's more work happening. Like you probably looked at my content over the last couple of weeks and like, yo, he hasn't put out that many reels. Yeah, I'm working. Like you'll see the fruits of my work in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like when all the new content starts flowing out, you be like, oh, there he goes. That's all the work.
Facts.
But
Sometimes we just need to step away from, well, we need to step into ourselves and really ask ourselves, why do we need all this attention?
good
What
question.
is the underlying issue that we desire this much attention, that we would stack up crates on grass or on concrete and see somebody completely bust they ass and say, that's what I want to do? It's beyond me, bro. Like I really don't understand.
It's
Like,
beyond me too.
bruh, I'm really trying to understand what the hell
But
is going on, bro.
but
And
it's
so
the
much
same thing with
people,
all the challenge though, KB. Like it's like people are willing to hurt themselves for someone else's like it's crazy to me. Like it's and not even for the like because you're not seeing the like when somebody's recording you, but they're doing it for the people around them to satisfy their hunger, I guess, their laughter. Because me personally, I'm not about to do that, bro. Like I'm not about to walk up them crates for nobody. Like
bro.
for what?
I'm such a contrarian, bro. The first time I had the Popeye sandwich thing was like a couple months ago, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that one too. But like, I had the sandwich because somebody brought it to my job. Like, I didn't have it because I went and got it. Like, but like me, I'm not really down with like. That's the reason why I feel like I gotta like really turn around how I think about things because I run away from fads and trends. You know what I'm saying? Like when they come, I go the opposite way.
Me too. I'm
But
just that contrarian. Like I'm gonna sit back and figure it out. Like kind of like how we, when we some a joke that we have is like the way we run in our MacBook Pros. Like
right,
I'm not on that first. As soon as the new software or OS come out, that I'm jumping on it. Yeah, nah, go ahead and fix all them bugs that y'all got going on
right,
before I update and join y'all. Now I'm good with where I'm at right now with what I got. So
right.
I just like to see exactly what's the benefit. What this new thing is gonna. How is it gonna benefit me, and how social media benefiting you? Um, and
I
that's
always ask I actually like now you say that K, but I asked the question, how has been like social media is benefiting me now? Like in the last few months, it's been like I've grown now because what I realize is if I'm letting something in my eye gates now, right? Because this is what they are. These are your gates. Your eyes are your gates. Your ears are your gates. If you're letting things in those areas, that's what your brain's gonna go through all day, right? So here I am, and I'm gonna be honest. Like other day, I was like, "Yo, why am I all day long? I'm just thinking about sex all day." Like obviously I'm a man, right? But it's like it's certain stage of your life where that's not on the front of your brain all day long. And I'm just like, yo, why is this like why is buns in my mind right now? But the first thing that happened, I had to go back, right? I had to go back, introspect, and find out what's going on. Before I even did anything, wasn't normal for me, was I grabbed my phone when I got out of the bed and I opened it, and the last thing that would open on my phone was Instagram. So when I looked down, the first thing I seen in the morning was
but
cheeks. So I'm like, oh, now my whole day is based like that's the image in my mind. That's what's going on in my head all day. So I'm like, wait a minute, nah, I can't allow that to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
facts.
what I normally do is get up, meditate, and don't touch nothing. And then I go through my day and be able to open up my phone. But by then I'm already guarded my mind. I've already started my day correctly.
Facts.
And if you don't do that, we can see obviously what social media can do to your mindset. It can take you for a loop.
Man, think about to back to what was it, 2016,
Mhm.
2017, when we used to get up like 4:45 in the morning
Oh my God.
on the way to the gym, and for things we had on like back then was like listening to ET and
Right.
stuff like just motivational thing. We get in there, we bust it out, and then our whole conversation throughout the day was basically, man, I got so much done. This is what I got
Right.
done. This is what I
Right.
got done. This is what I got done. And we just seen so much productivities because of the way we decided to start our day, the way what we was listening to, who was listening to,
Right.
what we did. Like we took that time and meditated, we prayed, we did what we needed to do. We got our bodies right. We was doing just and you and there was so much time left for the rest of the day so we could get so much things.
Right.
Man, I mean, I think I was during that time, I probably was the most productive in my entire life.
Bro, like and now that I'm thinking about it, it's like that's what I'm gonna challenge myself at. Because I've been sitting here saying to myself, there's another level for me right now to challenge myself at. Because I'm gonna be honest, I fell into the space where I was like, I don't have to wake up. I don't have to get up early. Like I can do everything in my day. You know what I mean? And keep it moving. But my next level for me is going to be getting up early and getting to that gym. Because I realized too, like that's where I lack at, right? You know what I mean? I can get up early and I can meditate and all that. In that space, what I would do, go through my phone, right? Right? Like
That,
as you saying, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, that's the difference. That's the pressure right there. That's the elevation right there. That's the challenge. Get my behind up. Because once you said, like you said before, when we was up in that space, once the day started and you've done the hardest work, it's downhill at that point. Now you literally everything in your day is running smoothly.
man, I mean, the momentum that we had just going through the days, like, I
Mhm.
mean, stuff was getting done. I mean, the momentum was amazing, bro. Like you said, it was just going downhill. It's like wheels a wheel, and we're going downhill. And the more downhill we go, the more paces we caught, and the faster we was go able to just get stuff done.
Right.
So I
Everything.
wanted that's definitely something not only just challenging to you, but challenging to the viewers, to the listeners, is that find the time. We have 24 hours in the day,
Right.
and that doesn't change. So we have to adjust to time.
Facts.
So find the time. If you're on, like again, you're on that social media, if you want it bad enough, you will find it. So
Real
I
rap.
challenge you, if that's something or whatever it is that you want to do, find a time to get something done towards that every day.
Yo, like challenge received because I'm definitely tomorrow morning get my behind up. Like, and
Yeah,
it's so crazy because now like, I'm putting it on wax. I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? We putting it on this podcast. Hey, I really got to do it. So it's a challenge to myself. So, and I also realized too, now that school's back in session, the way I had my gym setting up, it was like it would cut close because my wife had to rush home every day. In those 3 days, not every day, but in those 3 days, she'd have to rush home to get home, give me the car. I gotta fight traffic to get to the gym. It just wouldn't work really time wise. But this
bro,
morning is where it's at. I gotta get up and get out.
it's free time. It's free
Right.
time sleeping on.
But
Because
I'm gonna be honest, KB. You know what my struggle is? It's the fact I'm such a night owl, bro. I'm such a night owl,
you see where I'm at. I'm in the
bro.
studio. For some reason, I don't understand. Till this day, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna ask God, why is some of the best music made
At night,
in the wee the morning of
right?
the creativity juice just be flowing, but the best music is made in those times of the hour. So I mean, I it's the hardest thing for me to do is go to sleep at a decent hour.
Real rap, KB. Like right, like when I leave this room right here, this office at the end of the podcast, I normally like have a few minutes to set up the rest of the week to do the things I got to do right before I come out of here. But it's like, man, when I tell you, like, I can leave here and be wired. Like, all right, I'm up. Like, what we doing? Like, what? What are we doing? I'll tell you behind the bed, boy.
You
I be
understand?
saying that to myself.
But I literally have, and then what's so crazy is I would literally get up, shut everything down, and then go lay in bed, and I'm still thinking about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I literally have to find that medium, which I struggle with, and I
Right.
know you kind of have to get that nighttime routine, get your body used to it, and you know what I'm saying. But I just find it super hard because it's like the other night I was learning a couple of songs, so I could present it to our praise and worship team,
Mm.
and I just kind of got caught up, and I'm just sitting here playing, and then the creative juices started going flowing. I was like, I'm gonna make a new track. That's the one that stunts you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and this, I'm talking about wheeze hour in the mornings and 2-3 o'clock come around. I'm like, yo, you straight bugging right now because you gonna be in this thing a straight zombie in the morning.
Hurting.
You
Right.
understand me? And then the baby coming too. Like,
Oh.
she relentless. Like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah, yeah.
crap for you, G.
Forget about it.
And but
All gas, no brakes.
but those are the things, and we got to see. We even have to set boundaries with ourselves.
Right. You definitely do,
I'm
bro.
gonna say it again. We even have to set boundaries with ourselves. So,
And stick with them, like, cause let me be honest too, man. I'm good for it. Like, my wife would tell you, I'm good for it. I'll write a plan out, I'll design it, and day one start, I'll be like, damn that plan. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm good for that.
The same way. So I'll at least get through day 2 though. I'm not going to. I'll at least get through day 2. I'm not as bad.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Especially I wake up with an attitude. I'm terrible, KB. I'm like, well, listen, get all that shit.
Me and that snooze button, my G.
Oh yeah, and you know what's so crazy? What's so crazy is this, and I'm not wishing no harm on my wife, or I love that fact that she's here in the bed and she makes my bed so warm. But you know how hard it is to get out of a bed? Like when your bed is comfortable and your woman got the bed like feeling delicious. Like the bed is like, it's almost like a piece of heaven. Like, how do you get out of that? How do you get out of there?
So, you know how? And I think I told you this before, the secret. And this is when this was when Little Butt was a baby. You got to set the alarm and put the phone all the way on the other side of the
That's right.
Because nigga, hey, you run into that phone.
You can shut it up. But yo, it's so crazy, KB. Like I would definitely do that, but I gotta put it in the bathroom because that's where, like, when I'm in the bathroom, it's like, all right, I'm up. You know what I mean? But if I put it on the other side of the bed, I still can hop back in the bed. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm completely opposite. Especially if I'm focused and I'm ready for something, I'm not getting back in that bed, G. Like, but
you said focus. You said focus and ready.
Yo, I set that phone all the way to the other side of the room, have it plugged in over there. One, I can't easily reach over and be distracted. It's time for bed. One, two, when this alarm go off, I have to actually get up out of bed.
Right.
Now I don't have no excuse. My excuse is gone. Like your excuse is I'm tired, I ain't get out of bed. My excuse is gone, G.
Yeah, you got to get up. And like that's what right now, and I ain't gonna lie to you, that's a part of the game for me that I have to really improve. The self-improvement for me is disciplining myself just to get up. Just to get up. Like, and I know it's easier said right now in this moment to do it, because in the morning I'll be pissed.
Here's the thing, G. I think the biggest thing for us is not getting up, is laying down.
What you mean?
That's what you need to challenge yourself on, is laying down.
Oh, going to bed. Right. Yeah. Right, KB. Yeah, that's what you call dealing with the cut. Right. Me talking about waking up is dealing with the wound. Like just putting a band-aid on it. Dealing with the cut itself is me going to bed at night. That's a fact. So, all right. So let's right now on this podcast. We can do this right now. So if we need to wake up at 4:30, right? And I need a solid 5 or 6. I need a solid 6 hours, 5.5. I'm good. So let's walk backwards. So 3:30, 2:30, 1:30, 12:30, 11:30. Oh, I ain't gotta go to bed that early.
Bro, add that one more hour, bro. 10:30.
All right, 10:30. You see how much a big kid I am? I'm trying to make sure, like, no, I can stay. All right, you right, 10:30. That's not bad. So,
but here's the thing. 10:30, you need to be in bed. So what time do you start winding everything down?
9:30. And hold on, my last client is sometimes, oh shoot. Yeah, my last client sometimes is at 9. So I might have to like.
And let's be serious. Another thing is, we may not have, again, we don't have Wait, school's back in session. I was gonna say because we may not have to get up at 4:30.
Nah, school's back in session.
That's
Yeah,
what
we back.
that's what I was getting ready to say. Like maybe you could do a little bit late, but 4:30.
Nah, yeah, I gotta be up because I gotta be at. If I want to get my full hour in the lab, I gotta be the gym at 5 when the
Facts.
doors open. So because I gotta lead it at 6, so I can get back here so she can get ready to go. I can get the kids ready for school and all that jazz.
Facts. Yeah, you got your assignment, G.
But you know what's so crazy, KB? Especially in this space right now, it's gonna do me so much better in justice and time wise, and learn how to operate in this time. Because once I get these kids in school, my morning's already set. I'm in full drive mode, right? I can get to my clients. I can do my lives. I can do my recordings. I can talk to all my clients. You know what I'm saying? Book all my sessions. I can do all that and still be in full drive mode. You know what I mean? So when the kids come home, I can be like, you know what? I'm done now. I'm
Yeah.
ready to chill with y'all.
Facts. So here's another thing I learned from ET, and you being in the position that you could actually benefit from this. He says that ET, his thing is he wake up super early so he could be the first to post. Like all of the other motivational speakers, they still sleep. So by the time you wake up, he already posted.
Ooh.
And the last thing, so he do the morning and he does the evening. So what he says is he wakes up early, get that done, do his meditation. He said, I control my time. Who's to say that I can't go back to sleep and take a little nap?
Yo, KB, and let me tell you something. That right there is crazy because I was just talking about that. That's going to be in that session in my coach session this week about unlearning the way you think, right? Like unlearning your own thought process because, like you said, who said I can't after my day is done and I put that many hours in the morning, I can't rest by 12 in the afternoon, take a nap. You know what I'm saying? Who says I can't take a midday nap to get myself back together to focus for the rest of the day? Because we're so caught, and especially me, I'm gonna be honest, I'm so caught up still in the 9 to 5 life. Like I have to have enough rest for this XYZ. But the truth is like I don't have to sit in nobody's office and be someplace I don't want to be right now for 8 hours. But I'm still in the mindset. This is why why it's so important to check your mindset, y'all.
That's a fact.
Check how you're thinking. Check it. It's okay. And if you find yourself and if you find your thought process is not benefiting you as you've seen just now in our conversation, I just realized it. Just change it. Just make the effort to make a change, y'all. Like it's not hard. It's hard making the change, but understanding the thought process is not hard. Once you realize that the way you've been thinking has not gotten you where you want to be, the change should be like, yo, I gotta make a change. I gotta do something different.
I find it that if we have a challenge and we start to think of that challenge, our mind automatically starts thinking of ways to conquer that challenge, to get it done. And then you play it out in your mind and you be like, okay, nah, that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work. Sometimes we just need to sit down with it. Sometimes the answer don't come right away. I can't tell you the number of times, and I think I told you this before, Doc, is I would sometimes be looking for something on how to do something, and it just be so super random. Key example, and you're gonna come when I was looking for the TSSR cable, and I was randomly going through some stuff, and then I found the answer.
Right.
And then the very next week, if it was not the very next day, you called me because you had the same challenge,
same issue, right?
And then I was like, bro, you wouldn't even believe this because I just had this issue, and I know exactly how to. And and I was just searching YouTube for something completely different. And the dude answered the question that I had over here. Sometimes God will send you what you need in answers in places that you're not even looking for it.
You just got to be in the right position. You just got to be in the right space, and you got to be open-minded. Like
that's it, bro.
Like today, like excuse me, yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Me and the wife, and if you check my stories, you can see we went to the beach yesterday. We like to go to the beach and whatnot, let the kids run around and just have a moment for us just to step out of our scenery for a little while. So this weekend we decided to go to a different beach, and while trying to figure out where that beach was, we got a little sidetracked. Now we went, and at first I was just like, "Yo," I didn't want to go. Right, I didn't want to go at first, but something was like, "Yo, just go, just go." So I get in the car, we go. Now, normally my wife goes to this beach and she knows the area that she wanted to go to with no problem. But with this time, we get a little lost. And we get lost this time, KB. We get lost in the back where all these big, huge mansions are. I'm talking about some of these houses are like castles, KB. I ain't lying. I said to myself, damn, what? Like, I seen these houses on my phone, right? I've seen these houses on my television, but I've never seen them in person.
Mm.
So I said to myself, all right, what is this? Why did we get lost and come this way? Because we literally went into an inlet of all like where only celebrities live and only people of that kind of money live, period. And we're in this area, we're driving, and I'm like, we realized we were in the wrong area, so we had to come out. So while we were coming out, I'm like, yo, God, why did we come this way? And I kept hearing exposure. Exposure. You just have to see certain things. And you got to be in a position. That was the reason we're saying this, telling the story, because you got to be in a position sometimes just to see what you're supposed to see, so it can give you an enlightenment, right? So it can help you get to the next level. So a lot of times when we pick up our phones and we go through social media, let's start using social media for inspiration, right? Let's start using these things, these sites and these views to inspire us to do better for ourselves, so we can go and possess these things and we can go out and conquer the land. But we can't keep being defeated by these cell phones and going through depressions because of social media. We gotta get ourselves more mentally strong, y'all. We got to.
Remember, I can't remember the number of times I told you I would literally hear somebody play or on the keys, or hear a musician and he's absolutely ripping. I mean, he's going bananas on there. And I hear some of my friends be like, man, I'm gonna quit. They'll say, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit. Man, I could never do that. And in my mind, I'm like, I ain't put enough time yet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because I could guarantee you, if I put in the amount of time for him to get to that mastery, if I put it in that much time, I'll be where he's at.
Right. Easily. Like, it's only time, KB.
That's all I'm saying is, don't look at yourself and look at the other person and feel discouraged because you're not where they are.
Right.
Feel motivated that you need to put in more time to get where they are, because they're no different than you. They just put in a little bit more time than what you put in.
And let's be honest, it could be a lot more time, right? We all know that we're not putting that work in like we supposed to. And I'm gonna be honest right now, and even this myself, there's areas I gotta pick it up, and I know I do.
Here's the thing, though. Sometimes it could, what took them a lot more time to do, you could do in just a little bit more time, because you have a direct connection with the Father, and he has the favor. You got favor on your life.
Right.
There's nothing that you've ever done in your entire life that God hasn't touched, and everything you put your hand to do, it turns into pretty much gold, and you the one who takes your hand away.
Right. That's a fact. That's always a fact.
So and nothing that you cannot do that they're doing with just a little bit more time. Favor ain't fair.
Right. Favor definitely ain't fair. But one thing I want to do say is like, yo, and this is what I tell people. I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say this, and now I've really been like applying it, is there's two raw elements of life: time and change. The successful people in life know how to operate in those two worlds. That's it. How you operating with time? What are you doing with your time? Are you sitting around scrolling? Are you sitting around doing nothing with your time? What are you doing with change? Right? Are you a type of person where that change happens to you and you get thrown off and you can't focus and you can't move forward and you complain and you can't find your way through it? Or are you an individual that you're making the best of your time, right? You're learning, You're reading. You're picking things up. You're trying to. You're personally developing yourself. Are you doing those things? And then when changes do come, are you going with them? Are you accepting things for what they are? These questions you got to ask yourself, because this is exactly the things that I'm literally learning to check on myself, and I'm becoming a better individual because of it.
You gotta learn to roll with the punches, my G. And
Time and change.
it's a boxing term, and I'm learning it because if you rolling with the punches and you're going with the punches coming through, and you're rolling with them, it's not hitting you as hard.
Yeah.
You're pivoting. You're able to do that, and I mean it's something that we all need to learn to master.
Right.
Forgiveness, time, and change.
Right. Key one right there. Forgiveness. Let me tell you, KB, like that right there, that word forgiveness. When you choose forgiveness over revenge, I have a few weeks ago, I did a live on my phone, and I had realized that I had just given up so many things I wanted revenge in, and it was overwhelming because I just gave up. Like I just gave up wanting to, you know what, I want to get back with this person, or I want to get even with this individual, and I just chose love, and I was like, you know what, wherever they are, I hope they all right. Like I hope they're good. Like God be with them. And let me tell you, man, like the peace that came over me, as you can check it out, like it was overwhelming, brought me to tears and everything else.
I start my base is love. So if I need revenge from you, it's well deserved, and I ain't giving it up.
Nah, you know what's so crazy, because
right though.
What's so crazy is that like at one point, KB, like I held certain things very, very dear. Like there was an individual, and I can speak about it now because it doesn't affect me. And I'm gonna say his name too, Willie. I forgot his last name. But this individual, right? I used to work at Lufthansa at this airplane factory. It's like we that's not, excuse me, it's not an airplane factory. It is it's a German airline, right? But I did the airplane parts. I shipped and received airplane parts.
Okay. I think I remember.
Yeah. And what happened was this individual, Willie, became a manager over the shift that I was working on, which was a night shift. And at first it was all good. No problem. And I at this time in my life, to be honest with you, I thought I found some place I was going to be for a substantial amount of time in my life, because I thought to myself it was a good job. Got great benefits. I got a kid, one on the way. This is a good place for me to be, right? Made sense. So I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, going back and forth to work, doing my job as I'm told from what I'm thinking. Now, anybody that knows me knows that the one thing I do is have an issue with is time management. So I would always get to work. If I got to work at 10 o'clock, 10:02, 10:03, nothing crazy, right? So now he's the manager of the shift, and now we're starting to have a little turmoil. His attitude shift is he was cool when he was a regular employee like me, myself, and a few other guys, but he became management and things began to shift with him. So one day during the shift, I had a toothache. Yeah, I had a toothache. I'm telling this story right now because it's all coming back to me right now.
Yo, toothache ain't nothing to play with, G.
Yo, KB, and I had just gotten this job. As a matter of fact, I had just gotten the job, and I was still in probation, so I didn't want to lose no time or have myself in any kind of issue so I can get terminated, right? So I had this toothache, and it had to the point where I was eating Vicodins and Tylenol just to ease the pain. Like it's that bad. It's smacking me in my brain now. And I go to work that night. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get through the night. I never forget it. I brought 6 a Vicodin, right? And I brought 12 Tylenol so I can make it through the night. Each hour, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take 2. I'm gonna wait 1 and 2 and be good. So I get through the night. No. Before I get to that part of the story, I get there. I say, yo, fellas and everybody, if you see me at my desk crying, don't ask me what's wrong with me. I'm all right. My tooth hurts. I'm gonna make it through the night. Cool. Everybody gets like, yo, we got you. We understand. Boom. So I'm at my desk, tears rolling down my eyes. I'm chewing on like a gauze. I'm just like, yo, I just gotta make this hours. Long story short, I go home. I get the tooth pulled, right? So I have to miss a day now. The tooth has to get pulled. I miss a day. Come back to work the next night. No, I'm lying. That the next night, those I had 2 nights off because the weekend came up. I had my weekend. So I come back to work, and my shift, and the guy that's now the manager comes walking down the aisle, right? And he says these exact words to me, to my man Dave. As a matter of fact, yo, Dave, when you watching this, I know you're gonna laugh. He says to Dave, "Yo, you want to hear something crazy?" Dave goes, "What?" This bitch over here was crying the other night. Did you see him?
My shoulders just relaxed, my G. Just like my shoulders just relaxed.
Yeah. So when he said it, right, my man Dave looked at me and then looked straight at his computer. So I said, "What you say? What did you say?" And I ain't gonna lie, I forgot that I was at work. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it stacked. I forgot this was work. And I said, "Yo, what did you say at your mouth? Like, one more time? What?" He's like, "Nah, like you was over here crying." I said, "Yeah, but I'll knock you out though. Like, that's serious. I'll put you to sleep in here. Like,
Have your teeth hurt?
like I'll play dentist in your mouth, nigga. Like, like, what did you say?" So when I said that, he looked at Dave, and Dave looked back at the computer. Was like, "Well, you heard him. You heard what that man said." Just like that. So when Dave said that comment, it kind of snapped me back into reality. He was like, "Yo, you're at work, and this is your manager." So I'm like, "Oh, Roderick." So I already knew in that space, I already created tension now that I could not retract. Like, you can't take back that you're gonna knock somebody out. Like, I already said it, and I meant it. Like, so yeah, he definitely violated. But at that point, I didn't realize was he started setting me up for the go.
Baiting.
Right. So what he did was, I didn't know at a certain point that certain things getting mailed out of the country, and it had to be stamped a certain way. There had to be a certain process to get shipped out of the country. A certain package couldn't go out. I got a ticket from him, from the manager, telling me to send a package out of the country. Totally was not supposed to go out. About a week later, a Thursday night, as I'm walking in the building, as I'm walking in at 10 o'clock, they pull me into the office. Like, "Let's talk to you." "Yeah, we're letting you go. We're not going to talk about why." "Oh, so you're not going to tell me why you're letting me go?" "No, we choose not to speak about anything from this point going backwards. We just want to go from this point forward." "Oh, okay." So people talk, right? People talk. So I obviously found out later on down the road what happened. So the moral of the story is that I chose to let go of my vengeance because it was a very long time I was driving around looking for Mr. Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See me, G.
Yeah. And you remember, I had 2 babies. I got one on the way and one out that's present. So I couldn't just go to the job, away from outside the job, and then violate him because I didn't want to go to jail. You dig what I'm saying? Like I had to be real with myself in situation. Yeah. So I was praying to bump into him because now, mind you, we lived in the same area. I was praying to bump into him at a Publix or something. You know what I mean? In a parking lot, somewhere else on common ground to where I can just take the common charge of we was both in the street fighting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking of the charges at this time because I'm really planning on busting his ass. So, when you start contemplating the charges, you already committed. Like, I was already committed. That's why I'm saying right now in this space over this podcast, I chose love and healing rather than revenge because, Willie, hear me good. If you ever hear this podcast, know that God is good, and I chose healing because if I still want to revenge, there will be nothing you can do about it. That's all I'm saying, my brother, because you violated and you did. But guess what? I'm no longer in that state of mind, my brother. And you know what? I hope that you're in a better space, to be honest.
I applaud you, my G. And to be honest with you, like I'm probably getting to that position too, and I know I'm actually at that position because now I know, because you know what, I'm up here in Cincinnati by my dang on self.
Right, right,
Closest family is 1,000 miles away.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a flight to get to me. So somebody up here straight violated me on me and pulled a knife on me. You know the
Mm-hmm.
backstory.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so for the longest, I would not step foot in that. You know what I'm saying? In that house, which is my baby's grandma's house. I would not do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't do it. Like I'll drop her off. I'll just stay right at the door, and you know what I'm saying. It's a safe space for her to be. It just wasn't a safe space for me to be, because I
What an
was.
individual.
Oh, it's definitely. You know, I'm licensed now. I'm licensed
Whoo,
in
talk
22
that
different
talk.
states. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to take. I was about to take felony chances on this dude
Yeah.
on his
And yo,
jaw.
you know what's so crazy, KB? Which is so crazy is like in this state and space we are now with our children and being fathers, man. It's like we have to think of those things, bro. Like we have to think before we act.
You know what it is? We got to the point where we just have too much to lose.
Way too much, bro. And let me tell you, we're coming down to the last few minutes, and that's a wonderful position to close on tonight, man. Of understanding as fathers what you have to lose out there, y'all. Like there is so much for you to lose as a father. I don't care what your financial status is. I don't care where you are in life. If you are a father, hear me good. If you are a father, you have tremendous amounts of things to lose. So walk and live your life as if though you do.
Facts.
Seriously, walk around understanding that yo, you have the world to lose because you mean the world to somebody. As fathers, yo, we have more than a little bit of responsibility. We have a lot. Other lives depend on our life to thrive. Think about that. Like someone else is depending on your life as a model, as a protector, as a guide, so they can thrive in their life. You got to live that way. You got to act as such. So listen, man, we coming down to the last few minutes. Yo, KB, what you got for the people before we get up out of here, man?
Since we on this subject, I'm gonna tell the people, man, the reason why your back is hurting is because you're carrying that person around.
Mm.
Time to let them go. Don't let them go for them. Let them go for you. Forgiveness is real. Forgiveness heals physically.
Mm.
Remember
Yes,
that.
yes, it does. Yes, it does. It really does. It gives you years back to your life. It will give you years back to your life. Um, Tonight, guys, I'm just gonna leave you with this. Use social media and don't let social media use you. Right? Don't allow social media to be poison to you. Allow it to motivate you, inspire you. Right? Check in on it. Check in on your friends and your family. Use it for what the tool is made to use it for. But before you use that tool, do some introspective things, some thought process on your own life. How are you in life? Where are you in your own life? And don't let somebody else's highlight of theirs dictate to you about yours or make you feel less about yours. And I'm gonna be honest, if you look at social media and feel like your life is not where you wanted to be at, get off and get your life to where you wanted to be at. Period. I'm gonna leave you with that. If you feel like your life is not where you wanted to be at, get off social media and get your life where you want to be at. Listen, y'all, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Like, comment, and share. Share this podcast with somebody. Share with a father. Because at the end of the day, we're speaking to all the dads out there. We're speaking to everyone. Everyone checking us out, wherever you're checking us out at. But this is dedicated for the men and for the fathers out there. Because guess what, fathers? To the world, you're just a dad. That's all you are. But to your family, you are the world. Don't you forget that, y'all. But until the next time we see you, you'll be good to yourself and the people around you. But if you can't be good to the people around you, that's okay. Just get those people from around you. Yo, man, this is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, and this has been the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Y'all be blessed. Peace.